Venom Let There Be Carnage is the first movie I've seen in the theaters since the theaters reopened, and I'm so glad I did. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and let me tell you something. Venom Let There Be Carnage is something I desperately needed in my life. Tom Hardy is phenomenal in this movie. And this movie, he really has this conflict that he's fighting inside of him with his coexistence with Venom. And they bicker like a old married couple. You ever picture that couple that gets into a fight and then the wife runs outside, slashes your tires and spray paints loser across the side of your car? That's kind of what this is like. But there's a point where Venom wants to eat brains. He needs it to survive, or at least so he says. Eddie Brock's the good guy, doesn't like that idea. So they're still fighting about who Venom can eat and who he can't eat. And all that banter back and forth, that comical banter that we got from the first film, kind of doubles down in this one. So if you weren't a big fan of all that comedic banter in the first film, you're probably not going to be a fan of it here. But if you didn't mind it like I didn't, I thought it was a nice break in between the action to, you know, get a good chuckle in from some comedy. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it in this one as well, and it really made for a great, fun movie. There was a lot of action, and it didn't take long to get to it. I'm talking within the first 10 minutes. Bam, we're in the middle of it. The storyline progressed really well. I love the character development, especially with Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy. I mean, Woody Harrelson himself is a phenomenal actor as well. Now, Carnage himself looked absolutely phenomenal. The CGI, the sound effects, everything just was perfect. Really brought Carnage and Venom to life. And this is one of those movies where I'm really focused on the progression of the story. Is the movie going to move at a good pace? And this one did. It wasn't super long, which surprised me because most superhero movies are very long. This wasn't. But I don't feel that they could have made it any longer and still had the same impact. If you made this a 2-hour movie, I feel like people would have kind of thought a little less of it, lost a little bit of interest. There would have been dead spots. This movie didn't have any dead spots. It just progressed and progressed, and the action built and the characters built, and I absolutely love that about this. Now, aside from the main story here being Venom versus Carnage, there's another story inside of this movie, which is Venom versus Eddie. And I don't mean in a conflicting way, I mean as in a coexistence way. And I don't want to say this is kind of like a romantic comedy story, but I guess in a way you could find it like a romantic. They care about each other, they do, but they fight all the time. You know, there was a part I actually started feeling sorry for Venom. Like, I really started feeling bad for him. But then I didn't, and then I started feeling bad for Eddie. But then it's kind of weird because that flipped, and I was happy for both of them, and then I started feeling bad for Cletus Cassidy. That one was weird, but that didn't last long. Then we got Shriek, who's tied in here. She kind of fits in like a third wheel. Like she's meant to be there, but she's being pushed out. This is very confusing. But then she became a badass, and I didn't feel sorry for her anymore. There was a huge roller coaster of character emotions, let me tell you that. Now, my 5-year-old daughter went with me to see this movie, and even she liked it. She doesn't even know a whole lot about Venom, other than she calls him the Black Spider-Man. But she was laughing at a lot of these parts in the movie and ended up cheering for Venom quite a bit, which I thought was pretty impressive for a 5-year-old who doesn't really know a whole lot about Venom. She's a huge Spider-Man fan, but doesn't know a lot about Venom. Either way, she really enjoyed the movie, but I think what it all boils down to is, did you enjoy the first Venom? If you did, you're really gonna enjoy this one. This is one of those movies where the second one is actually better than the first. Not a whole lot of movies can say that, but this one, I fully think this second Venom movie is better than the first one. Now, I can't go and say the movie was completely perfect because it wasn't. There is still some loopholes here and there, and there are some imperfections, but they're overlooked. At least in my eyes, they're easily overlooked. This is a fun movie. This is not something you want to take super seriously and really want to dig into origins and dig into powers. What can they do? What can't they do? This character didn't look this way or act that way. This isn't that movie. You need to sit down. You need to enjoy it. Take it in for what it is. Don't get too nitpicky. And if you can do that, you will thoroughly enjoy it. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor, go watch Venom Let There Be Carnage. and let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Did you already see it? Please, let's talk about it down in the comments. What did you like? What didn't you like? If you liked this video, which I hope you did, do me a favor and drop a like on it. It does me a huge favor in the YouTube algorithm. And consider hitting that subscribe button and bell notification while you're at it. I'm Kevin, and I'll catch you at the concession stands.